Hi, welcome to Xopax. I'm Donna, and I'm going to show you how to do our small box wrapping technique using this perfume box. If you look at the scale, it's pretty standard, but the way we approach a box like this is different than how we would approach like a jewel case for a CD or a DVD box. So I just want to go through some of the quick steps and walk you through maybe your first few wraps on something like this. So we've got our Xopax PX12 set up and already preheated. We have our film, of course, and because I have print on both sides of my box, I'm going to choose to do my first seal on one of these sides so that I'm not interrupting any of the text. So because of that, I want that side to be face up. I'm going to set this on the button here. And much like the other videos that you'll see on our website, it's very similar techniques. So we line it up. And on a box like this, I like to have some overlap. So I might do about that much overlap. You could get away with smaller amounts of overlap, and you'll kind of get a feel for that as you start wrapping your own boxes. So I kind of line that up visually. I try and make it so that it's roughly centered left to right. I have enough leeway on this particular roll that that's not going to be too crucial. And what I'm doing is I'm wrapping it around. You can see my fingers are on the outside of the plastic. My index fingers are holding that fold in place. So I folded it over and slid my fingers out of the way. You can see they're not going to be in the way of that heat panel. Now the machine has a hot wire here, and then this front edge is very hot. Those are the pieces that we're using to actually do the wrap. Please keep in mind that this front edge of this top piece also gets very warm. So we're going to take this, like I showed you, with the edge folded over, and we're going to bring it across this way. Now I can pause for a moment here and make sure I've got it set up correctly. I'm not actually touching any of the heat right now. And I want you to notice that if I put too much pressure on this, see how the sides kind of fold up? We don't want to do that because the wire is straight. So we want to keep our film as straight as possible. This is going to take a little bit of practice, and this first cut is usually the piece that takes people the most practice to get used to. So I've put tension on it, and then I'm just going to kind of push down, and it cuts the film, and as I press it against this, it makes that seal. So now I'm disconnected from here, and we're going to go through and I'm going to show you how you can wrap these end pieces. So if we look at our film, we can see we've got all these pieces overlapping. So what you want to do is we're going to push the sides in. And when I push those sides in, I get these triangular flaps here. And I want those to be very neat. So I'm going to push these in, and then I'm going to pull these flaps back so that I have a nice tight edge here. And I can just press that whole side against here to seal that. I can also tap just this edge here to keep the triangle shape. Once I've done that, this is now sealed, but I've got these flaps. This is what's going to give us that nice gift wrap look. So we're going to fold one of these over, and we're just going to slide that against the heat. And we'll do the next one. We're going to fold that up, making our cross. And then we get the nice intersection of those two triangular folds. Nice and tight. I'm going to go ahead and do this next one. And sometimes you'll notice as you're putting this, you might need to feed your finger to just align that. We want that triangle to lie nice and flat. So sometimes I'll use my fingers to kind of smooth those out. And we do our first press. We fold our triangular section back, and then we rub it on that. So now we have our very tight, clean, professional looking wrap. We've got our nice pointed edges that overlap, and it's nice and clean and tight. Very professional and commercial looking for just pennies per package.